Hi, Donna Bond here. I wanted to share a profound awareness that I've had that was a result of working my process recently over the last couple of days. And this awareness that I had, I feel is supposed to be shared with our USM community, which is why I'm making this video. So a couple of days ago, I had a correspondence with my brother-in-law who failed to do something that I was inviting him to do for my sister's 50th birthday. And I've been asking him for about 4 months to write a letter that I'm collecting a letterbox full of cards for my sister for her 50th birthday. And I have to get that in the mail back to Massachusetts by a certain date or I'm going to miss her birthday. And I was exchanging a text message with him and he told me that it wasn't going to happen, and he was giving me a laundry list of excuses as to why it wasn't going to happen. He's actually in law enforcement. And I was triggered. And in my triggering, I was aware that I really wanted to be able to communicate to him how angry I was. And I grabbed my phone to text him back a message. And what I was aware of was that there was nothing that I could say to him that wasn't shaming, that wasn't belittling, that wasn't cruel. And in that, I became even more frustrated, realizing that I couldn't find a way to communicate my hurt, my disappointment, my upset to someone who I really wanted to hear that. So I didn't end up sending a text message to him, but I went in and I asked my husband if he would facilitate me. And he listened patiently for about 10 minutes. And again, my upset had really evolved. Like, it was no longer about the fact that he, didn't write this letter and didn't meet my deadline. What my trigger was about was my inability to communicate to him the upset that I was having in a way that he would hear me. There was no way that I could find to do that where I wasn't shaming him or I wasn't causing harm to another. And this is really what was fueling a deeper upset that was really coming forward. Well, my husband listened to me patiently for about 10 minutes, and then he offered advice. And in his advice, I erupted even further because I was not looking for advice. I was really wanting to be heard. And so I took myself out into the backyard at 11 o'clock at night, under the full moon, in the wet grass, in my pajamas, and I gave myself permission to feel my feelings. And I'm a type 1 on the Enneagram. And so type 1s, we deal with anger, but we deal with oftentimes it's repressed. And for me, in my whole life, it certainly has been repressed. I think when I walked into the boom boom room in year 2, I looked around and was like, what's all this? It was just, it's not in my nature to express anger in a free way. So as I surrendered into that and gave myself permission to really feel it and to really express it alone in my backyard, what I was aware of was these waves of this anger that was moving through me that was not mine. It was not mine. And it was very, very clear that I was processing this anger on behalf of humanity. I was processing this anger on behalf of what is going on the planet at this time, and the metaphor or the parallel, if you will, or the projection that my inability to have my hurt seen or acknowledged by this individual, because there was no way that I could come up with that could share that with him in a way where I wasn't part of the problem, because I would have been inflicting my hurt on another by sharing it with him. And so this just became such a profound awareness for me as I let this through me, and I became aware that we have the ability to process this on behalf of humanity. And what brought me to that awareness was I let this anger come through me. I knew that it was not my own as it was moving through my body. I let my upset run its course. I came in, I went to bed. I actually slammed my finger in the door in the middle of this. I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning, and there was a text message from my brother-in-law saying that his card was in the mail. What Ron and Mary have been sharing with us for, years and years and years, right? When we heal one issue, all of humanity moves forward. But this isn't about me and my brother-in-law and getting a card to my sister. This is about the understanding that because we understand conscious practices and because we know how to facilitate ourselves, that we have the ability to be able to process some of this hurt and this anger through our vessels with the intention of doing it on behalf of the whole. Because we are the microcosm that makes up the macrocosm. And so that's my profound revelation and what I wanted to share. And I just wish you all so much love and light wherever you are. And we're here for a reason. And for me, it became very clear that part of my responsibility to the collective is to stop deflecting my feelings out of the present moment and to feel the pain that humanity is experiencing right now, and for me to be able to process that, because we can help the whole by doing our own work. And I know, we know this and we've heard this and we understand this, but there is something else about this for me now that has been taken to another level. And I just hope that I'm able to convey it in a way that you are hearing me. Thanks for watching. I love you guys.